intimidating, weird, quiet, odd, stush, or boring are all words that have probably been thrown at you, and although they stick in your mind, they don't fit who you actually are. And so as somebody that used to be a misunderstood quiet girl, I'm going to tell you how you can change the way that you are perceived. The fact about being the girl that no one notices is that you become the woman that no one can figure out. First thing I need you guys to understand, because I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you fall in the misunderstood quiet girl category or the loner outcast category, is the fact that the misunderstood quiet girl and the mysterious independent woman are the same person. They're the same person, but you can think of the misunderstood quiet girl as a baby version of her. She's the undeveloped, insecure version of her, insecure about the way that she's being received. And so I need you to understand that this is not like a hop, skip, and a jump to being a mysterious woman. The first thing that you need to get into your head is the fact that this is achievable. Being the mysterious, like enigmatic, hot woman is something that is achievable for you because they are the same person. First, we need to talk about the shared characteristics though. If they are the same, what is the same about them? The first thing that both of those types of people share is that they are both reserved. Both types are very slow to reveal their opinions, and both types are very slow to show their emotions in a very external, dramatic way. You may be somebody that even coveted, like you wanted to have a more bubbly personality. You wanted to be the more charismatic person, the one that is shifting the mood in the room, in the sense that you were the life of the social conversation. You were the life of the gathering. Whilst being charismatic and open has its benefits, because it does. We're not going to sit here and be like introverts are the best. Both have their benefits and both have their negatives. But just as being charismatic and bubbly and open has its benefits, so does being the quieter person, so does being the more reserved person. It means that you are a better listener. It means that you delegate the floor better. It means that you give other people a chance to express themselves. You conduct a space where other people feel comfortable being themselves and being open because you allow them the time and the air to do so. You're not constantly filling the space with unnecessary chatter and meaningless talk. You are letting them show you who they are. Listen, you've probably heard countless times like, you're such a good listener, or you actually get me. Of course you do, because that's all, you're listening to them. You actually listen to them, and that's an art that is lost in this world. People don't listen, people just like to talk. So the fact that you have that characteristic and that trait, you should be proud of it. You should be proud of it and look at the benefits of it and not demonize it all the time. But even though both the misunderstood quiet girl and the mysterious independent women have the reserved trait, it doesn't show up the same way. One is a wallflower and one is a dark horse. There's a difference between a wallflower and there's a difference between a dark horse. The wallflower is reserved, but with an anxious undercurrent to that mindset. The dark horse is reserved, but with a more deliberate and intentional undercurrent in that mindset. You need to make a decision whether you want to stay a wallflower or whether you want to become a dark horse. The next shared characteristics that both types have is that both types are highly observant, okay? They might not be omniscient, you might not be omnipresent, but you see all. You notice word usage, micro expressions, body languages, tension in the room, vibe shifts, differences in tone, everything. You notice everything. Why is that such a bad thing? It's not a curse. You might feel like it's a curse, but if only you knew how to use it. If only you knew how to work with it and not just look at it as this thing that you can't turn off. What I notice with other misunderstood quiet girls is that they might see all of this and they just note it. Maybe if they're feeling bold, They might subtly do something to enact change because of what they observed. But otherwise, she doesn't know what to do with her observations. And sometimes, oh my gosh, this is the bane of every introvert's existence when they do not have a very quick mind to mouth connection or a very quick mind to body reaction, is that you sit on what you observed and you ruminate and you and you rehearse and you think it over and then you pick it apart and then you poke holes into it and then the time for you to act is gone.
I need to buy a gun.
The time for you to speak is gone. You are not ready to act, but everybody's moved on. Then you open your eyes and suddenly nobody's there. This is going to keep happening. This is going to keep happening because you are insecure with your intuition. You doubt yourself too much. You were insecure about what you were observing. And that's the difference between the misunderstood quiet girl and the independent, mysterious woman. She does not second guess her intuition. She does not second guess what she observed. She has confidence in her intuition and she has confidence in what she observes. Because she has confidence, you then have the choice of, is it important for me to act on this? And if it's important for me to act on this, should I act on it now? Or should I wait for the right time? Or is it just useful information for me to know when I can just move on? You can think more critically about it so you can move a lot more intentionally, move a lot more strategically, and also just move a lot more peacefully. That your mind is not being bombarded with 10,000 different thoughts about, did I really see that? No, I could be wrong. I want to ask so-and-so what they thought about it. Was I weird for noticing that, or am I just reading too much into it? And none of that exists with the independent, mysterious hot women, okay? It might come sometimes because we are all human and we get insecure at times. We second guess ourselves a lot. But for the most part, she trusts herself, she trusts her intuition, and she trusts her perception. This comes with practice. It really does. Both the loner outcast / misunderstood quiet girl and the independent, mysterious woman, they are both incredibly enigmatic. I love the fact that I'm not easily readable. I love the fact that you have to really pick me apart to get to know me, because then that allows for more conversation. That allows for more intentional people to come in your circle. It also allows for some scary people to come into your circle too, but we're not going to talk about those. Both the misunderstood quiet girl and the mysterious independent woman, they tend to not readily share what's on their mind. And because of that, people are constantly trying to figure both types out. And although I do love that about myself now, but back then I would get a little bit frustrated because I wanted people to understand me. And I felt like there was something wrong with me and the way that I was showing up, or that people were just purposefully choosing to misunderstand me, and that would hurt my feelings. So it was a bit of a tough spot to get to where I am today, which is the mysterious independent woman and the way that she shows up in terms of her enigmatic nature. But it was definitely a point of contention for sure back when I was like a teenager and things like that. So I can understand when you're hearing me talk about, oh, I like the fact that I'm enigmatic, and you're maybe like 14, 15, 16, 17, and you're like, I hate that about myself. I hate the fact that people can't understand me. I hate the fact that I constantly have to over-explain or just say things when they can understand other people so much easier than they can do me. It doesn't help that there are some people who will get frustrated with the fact that you don't write your thoughts on your forehead and you don't wear your heart on your sleeve. With the misunderstood quiet girl, because she is so in her head about being misunderstood and insecure about the way that she comes across, she is now going to try and mold herself into something more understandable, something a little bit more bite-sized, something easily digestible, and something that isn't her. This is something that's constantly going to feel uncomfortable for the misunderstood quiet girl, because you're going to force yourself to speak when you don't have a fully formed thought or opinion on a situation. You're going to force yourself to be hyper expressive when that is not your nature, and as a result you're just going to get drained. You're going to be burnt out, and you're not going to want to hang out with the people that you once loved hanging out with, because you are forcing yourself to perform. And that's the difference between the misunderstood quiet girl or the loner outcast and the mysterious independent woman. The mysterious independent woman, with years of practice, of course, has learned how to express herself as clear as she can, as best as she can. There are times where your best is maybe not enough for some people, and that's okay, but she tries her hardest to make sure that when she does express herself, or when she wants herself to be understood or be seen, that it comes across in a very clear way at a level that feels necessary. And if at that point, because it is her best, at that point, if people still don't like it because it's not flattering enough, or it's not too wordy and excessive, that's none of her business. And this doesn't mean that she has to be cold and blunt and rude. This doesn't mean that she lacks empathy and things like that. No, her sentence can genuinely be, you know, something that is okay. But the mysterious independent women and both the misunderstood quiet girl are not going to reach that standard simply because by nature already they are women of very few words. Ultimately, the difference between the two, the difference between the misunderstood quiet girl / the loner outcast and the independent mysterious woman is that the independent the misunderstood quiet girl / loner outcast is the wallflower. The mysterious independent woman is the dark horse, and the wallflower has all the characteristics that the dark horse has, but she hasn't owned them yet. She feels insecure about them. She might hide them, shrink them, but the dark horse has embraced them. She has grown into her quiet strength and is very unapologetically her. And that awaits you once you start to embrace those. You're gonna be one hell of a woman. They're gonna write books about you. And that's it. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And this is the first time you guys are seeing me with braids in my hair. Actually, I think there's one video where I have braids in my hair. But apart from that, I have braids in it. Do we like the French curl? There's like bits of blonde in there, but it's mostly for all my girlies that understand the hair color things. It's mostly shade number 2. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social media, and please leave a comment because I love seeing your guys' comments. Like this video because it lets me know what kinds of videos you guys like to see from me, and I'll try and make more content surrounding those topics. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time.